Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who haven't been here before, hi, my name is Lilani, and yes, I am filming for a second time this week. Yay! Now that the house is actually sold and we're not doing so many showings, it's been a lot easier to get to film. So today I wanted to do my eyebrow maintenance and tutorial for you guys. I'm finally feeling like I'm at a comfortable spot with my brows, because I only started filling in my brows just over a year ago, well, probably a year and a half ago. So I've really been trying different products and figuring out what works for me, the shape of my brows, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do kind of a talk through type thing. I'm going to have clips of me actually doing my brows and stuff. So let's get right into it. First of all, I no longer wax my brows. I found that trying to wax my brows and doing makeup on basically a daily basis for Instagram and for videos and stuff, it just wasn't working for me to grow my eyebrow hairs out long enough for me to wax them. Let's go right into my brow grooming routine, I guess, is what it is. So I always start by trimming my brows, and lots of people will take a spoolie and brush them up and use little scissors to cut their brows or to trim their brows. I don't do that. I have really quite long eyebrow hair and drives me nuts, and it ends up getting curly and gross. It's not as long as it usually is right now because it hasn't been super long since the last time I did this. I like to take my trimmers and put a little guard on it. I have a set of trimmers from when I used to do hairdressing. I have a big set and a small set, or a big trimmer and a small trimmer. This is my smaller trimmer. This is more for like cleanup around the neck and stuff. Now I use it on my eyebrows. So I use the 1/8 of an inch guard on it. In the past, I've tried using the 1/16 of an inch, and unfortunately I have very blonde brow hair roots. So when I used that one, it actually made it look like from about here over was completely bald, which actually was kind of a nice thing because I could play around a little bit more with the shape of my brows, but it ended up just being too much for me to maintain my brows every day, and it's a lot harder to fill in every day. So now I'm back to my 1/8 of an inch, and I like that length. So I just take it over the whole eyebrow, trim it all to the same length. That way they don't get curly and out of control, and I don't have much sparsity in my brows, so it's okay to take them all that length. They still look pretty okay without any brow products in them at that length. So once I'm done trimming them with the trimmers, you'd think I might go in and pluck the strays. Well, I don't do that anymore either. Well, I go in with tweezers every once in a while, like every couple of weeks, and pluck out stray hairs. I find a lot of times when I'm finding those stray hairs is when I'm about to do my makeup, and the last thing I want to do is go in and pluck those with a tweezer and have my eyebrows get all red, because I have very sensitive skin, and when I pluck I just go bright red like a tomato. So instead I have been using this little guy here. This is just a little razor. It is meant to remove facial hair. I buy these at Walmart. They come in a pack of 3 and they're relatively cheap. I can't remember. This is my last one from the pack, so I've had them for a while. I think they were around like, I want to say $5 or less. These things are so handy. They're nice and small. They fit perfectly in that little area between your brows, and you can get nice and close to your brows to clean up the underneath and on top. I always have a few stray scragglers up over here, so I like to get those ones off, and then any just little ones that are right along the line of my brow, I'll go in and clean those up too, just so that I can get a nice clean line when I am filling my brows in. So I use that to clean up any of the little hairs, and that's great for like a day-to-day basis. So when I'm doing my makeup and I see that I have a little bit of strays going on, I just go in there and quickly clean those up, and then that's it. I can do my makeup right after I do that, and doesn't make me red or irritate my skin or anything like that, which is super handy. And I haven't noticed any ingrown hairs or anything like that, so I love those things. It's almost time for me to go pick up another pack, because that one is my last one, and it is starting to get a little bit on the dull side. I'm sorry if it looks dirty in the video. I do sometimes do it after I have makeup on, which is not the best idea, but you do what you do, right? Okay, so then once I have that done, I will comb them into place, see if there's anything that I missed, anything I need to trim further than that. Usually the clippers do a really good job of getting everything. And so now it's time to start filling in my brows. I have been using the Makeup Forever Aqua Brow. I absolutely love this product. I've tried lots of pencils in the past, and pencils never seem to work for me because I do have pretty dense eyebrows, so trying to get in there in between the hairs is really hard. So I switched to, before I used Makeup Forever, I was using the Ardell Brow Pomade, and I really liked that one, but it dried out super fast. So then I went to Sephora and I asked the person working there what they recommended for using in your eyebrows that was more of a liquid or gel base, and she recommended the Makeup Forever, and I've been very happy with this. The only thing is you do have to work quickly with it because once you get it on your hand, it does start to dry down on your hand. So you have to work fairly quickly. I like to take a really small eyebrow brush. The one I used to use was the one that came with the Ardell pomade, and the one I use now is quite a bit smaller. And I've been finding this one gets in there just a little bit better. So to start filling in my brows, I go along the bottom of my brow first and get that nice clean line in there, and then I'll start kind of brushing some of that up into my hairs, and then I'll start working on the tail end on the top and start filling in the tail of my brow, and then I work up to the top front of my brow. Now I don't take that harsh line all the way to the very front of my brow. I kind of stop at about right there and just kind of feather it out, and then once I have most of my brow filled in except for the front, then I'll go in and do kind of the little brush like strokes that you see a lot of YouTubers do. I've just recently started doing this and I'm really liking the effect of it, so I just kind of feather that in so that the front of my brow isn't so harsh. Once I have my brows filled into my liking, I will take a concealer. I usually use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer for this. I just kind of dot it along the top of my eyebrow and underneath. Actually, a lot of times for the underneath, I will use my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, because when I'm putting that all over my lid, I'll just kind of go in and clean up the bottom side of my eyebrow. But for this video, I just use concealer for the whole thing. So I'll dot that all the way along the top and the bottom, and then I'll take a small eyeshadow brush. I kind of like to disperse the product a little bit first, so I'll kind of tap it out and then start getting that smooth line in, just so that I'm not pushing too much product down and end up getting it all in my brow. I just like to spread it out a little bit first and then get that nice clean line. So I do that on the top and on the bottom, and then once I'm done blending that in, I like to take my finger over the top and just kind of pat it in. That way it blends into my skin, so when I do my foundation later, there's no funky little lines there. I think that's it. I think that's all that I do. Oh, usually once I'm done filling in my brows, I do go in with a spoolie and comb them up. I've tried using brow gel in the past, did not like it. It just made my eyebrows feel crunchy and gross, and I didn't like that. My brows, because they are such a short length when I use the trimmer, they generally like to stay in place, so I don't have to worry about that too much. If you want to see my quick and easy brow tutorial, I kind of included that in my last video, which was my everyday makeup look. I used a brow powder. Actually, I use an eyeshadow for that look, and that was just a lot quick and easier way to do it. This is my full on, like, this is what I do for my pictures or when I'm doing a major makeup look, that kind of thing. Anything glam, anything extra. This is how I do my brows for that. So be sure to check out that other video. I will link it down below, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you can see all my future videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!